In the veiled darkness of a world on the brink, a veiled culprit goes after an Indian escort containing a weapon. His weapon poised, his cryptic warning echoed across the land. The assailant, armed and deadly, threatens the Indian armed forces, making it clear that they have a race against time to stop the impending doom that could destroy India. Concurrently, Misha, a captain of the Indian Armed Forces, obtained critical threat information from a spy while in Shanghai. Yet, before she could act, the spy was killed by a mysterious masked figure. A fierce battle ensued between Misha and the enigmatic assailant, only for her to discover with shock that the wound she had inflicted upon him mysteriously healed itself. Misha reported the incident to Colonel Azad, who promptly instructed her to enlist 2 court-martialed soldiers, Firoz, Freddy, and Rakesh, Ruff, for the mission. Yet, of the 2, only Ruff agreed to join her cause. Misha and Ruff arrived in London, where they met Parminder Pam, a skilled IT expert assigned to aid them on their mission. The team infiltrated the London Tube, determined to recover a mysterious package that held the key to the looming threat orchestrated by the veiled culprit. But as they advanced through the labyrinthine tunnels, they were ambushed by armed men dispatched by the shadowy figure. Just when all seemed lost, an unexpected ally emerged, Freddy, who appeared out of nowhere, rushing to their aid and helping them fight off the attackers. To their astonishment, the package contained not a weapon, but Chief Priya Dixit, Freddy's ex-girlfriend. The revelation sent shockwaves through the team. Within Priya's mind lay the scrambled codes to Karan Kavach, an advanced defense system of the Indian Armed Forces that must be protected at all costs. In an effort to safeguard the system from hackers, the vital codes had been encoded within Priya's cerebrum, making her a living, breathing safeguard of national security. Colonel Azad, unbeknownst to the team, found himself under attack by the same masked assailant in London who had terrorized them all. This shocking revelation sent ripples of fear through the ranks, further plunging the situation into chaos. The very air seemed to thicken with dread as the haunting presence of the assailant loomed over every decision they made. It was no longer just a battle for survival. It was a race against an unseen enemy whose every move pushed them deeper into a murky abyss of uncertainty. The threat was no longer distant. It was personal, and it cast a long, dark shadow over their every step. The attackers descended like a storm, kidnapped Priya, and unleashed more killers to erase the rescue team. But despite their strength, despite their will, the odds stacked high. Their fates were sealed. They were captured, bound by the hands of attackers. The team was cornered, swallowed by the fight. And then, in a moment that shattered the mind, the cruel and unkind truth was revealed. The mastermind, the one who orchestrated the pain, was Kabir. Once a friend, now a man insane. He was a former researcher, soldier, and companion true of Freddy and Ruff, but now twisted by ambition, by darkness that grew, and he became the greatest threat. But why would Kabir commit such an atrocity? The roots of his darkness stretch back to his days as a soldier. In his heart, he dreamed of creating clones. Freddy and Ruff, with their very DNA being the foundation of his army, men who could fight without fear, without hesitation, programmed to obey, to sacrifice but never die. However, Colonel Azad, standing firm, orders Kabir to shut down the program, arguing that it violates both ethical and moral standards. But Kabir, unyielding, betrays his country, offering the cloning technology to India's enemies. As the truth unravels, Priya uncovers Kabir's dark intentions and reveals them to Azad. In response, Azad commands Freddy and Ruff to capture Kabir alive. However, in a tragic turn, they are instead ordered to kill him. Their defiance of orders leads to a court-martial. Overwhelmed by grief, Freddy, torn and heartbroken, ends his relationship with Priya, leaving her with no answers, only silence and sorrow. In the present, Kabir reveals the shocking truth. He survived the confrontation because the man Freddy and Ruff had killed was not him, but Eklavya, a clone. Eklavya's death ignited Kabir's thirst for vengeance, for he had grown deeply attached to the clone, like a father to a child. Kabir reveals that the masked men pursuing Freddy and Ruff are, in fact, clones of the two soldiers, created as part of his twisted experiment. He also discloses that he has cloned Colonel Azad, ruthlessly killing the original. He left with Priya, abandoning the men to die by setting them on fire, but they managed to escape the fire trap and fought to defend themselves. Kabir's plan, though deceptively simple, was a storm of devastation in its reach. His aim was to trigger airstrikes against Pakistan and China by deactivating the Quran Kavach defense system, fully aware that the ensuing conflict would irreparably shatter India's international standing. With time slipping away, Freddy, Ruff, Misha, and Pam had no choice but to unite and halt him before his deadly scheme unfolded. The team infiltrated Kabir's fortress-like stronghold, where Priya was held captive. Cold and calculating, Kabir succeeded in extracting the vital information from her mind. Yet, their mission was far from over. Freddy and Ruff found themselves trapped in a harrowing battle against their own creations, clones infused with a relentless internal power source that granted them the ability to regenerate endlessly. These grotesque reflections of themselves were tireless, unyielding, and seemingly invincible. The air crackled with the tension of their brutal confrontation, each strike between the two sides shaking the very foundation of the fortress. But Freddy and Ruff, armed with intimate knowledge of the base's power systems, devised a daring plan. With cunning and precision, they lured their clones toward the electrical grid, triggering a violent surge of energy that engulfed them in a searing explosion, leaving only ashes in their wake. For a fleeting moment, the battle seemed to be over. Yet, Kabir, consumed by his own madness, was far from finished. The calm after the storm was shattered as he activated the airstrikes, launching them with deadly intent. His aim was precise, his will unshakable, even as Freddy and Ruff closed in on him. The stakes had never been higher. Time was running out, the countdown a constant looming reminder of the impending disaster. Every second brought them closer to the moment when Kabir's disastrous plan would become a grim reality. With determination in their eyes, Freddy and Ruff fought to reach Kabir before his plans could unfold. The tension between them and their enemy thickened as they finally confronted him in a high-stakes standoff. Kabir, once a man driven by a twisted sense of justice, had transformed into a far more dangerous and unpredictable force. His quest for vengeance had consumed him, turning him into a monster of relentless fury. Every word from his lips dripped with malice, every action calculated for destruction. But Freddy and Ruff, resolute in their mission, knew they had no choice but to stop him, no matter the cost. As the missiles launched, threatening to rain death upon the world, Priya, still alive, though barely, revealed the ultimate secret that held the key to their salvation. The password to activate the Quran Kavach system was the name of Eklavya, the very clone Kabir had lost, the one he had destroyed in his reckless pursuit of power. The revelation was a final twist in the web of deceit and loss, that had enveloped them all. With this crucial knowledge, Freddy and Ruff raced against the clock, working together to reactivate the defense system just in time. As the system whirred to life, the incoming airstrikes were deflected, their deadly path altered, and a war was narrowly averted. The world was saved, but the cost of victory was still to be reckoned.